We're back on We Found New Music, joined by CLEOPOLD live in the studio, performing Down in Flames. Jordy joins us in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
No worries.
I'm just such a huge fan of that track, and it's been doing so well. Let's go right into it and tell me a little bit about your background and where you call your home right now.
Well, I moved back to Australia after living in LA for 4 years in August last year. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I just applied for a studio space. Yeah, my brothers live there. It's where I feel like home is right now. And that being said, I've been traveling a lot since then and been back to LA a handful of times and been touring. So I like the idea of not really being in one place for too long.
Sure. Well, that works out for a musician as a performer and writer. And I know you've been spending quite a lot of time here in LA, as you mentioned. How long have you been making music, and do you write a lot of it yourself?
Yeah, most of the songwriting, the words and melodies, I write myself, but I work with two producers, Jack and Chris, and a couple other guys on some new stuff. That's what we're working towards. But yeah, it's a collaborative project, but I feel like a lot of the good stuff I come up with either on, the fly if I'm traveling, or like in my, when I'm in my bedroom, or just sort of like, or driving the car,
Seems natural.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So your debut EP is out now, Altitude and Oxygen. It's out on Detail Records, which is actually Nick Murphy, also known as Chet Faker's label. It must be a thrill to be on the label.
Yeah, it's awesome because at this point, there's not really anyone else on there. I was like the first. Well, there was some other release before it was a proper business, but now, it's worked out well, and my relationship with him's awesome. I've known him for a long time, and he's very supportive of everything that I do, and I'm going to be playing with him in the UK in November, which I'm pretty excited about.
Have you performed with him before? Is this your
I did a tour of Australia supporting him too, which was really cool. We played at the Opera House and stuff like that, like big crowds, and that was a real thrill. So
that's so cool. So the EP, Altitude and Oxygen, what is it inspired by?
Just like highs and lows, I guess, and personal experiences, and I don't know. Yeah, Down in Flames was the first song that I wrote and released, I guess, and that was a pretty challenging thing to figure out exactly what I wanted to sound like and stick to one sort of sound at the time of writing it. So once we had that song out, then the others sort of came pretty naturally because we had a reference point. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of the 5 songs. So
absolutely, it's a really cool, cohesive EP. Down in Flames is streamed over 3 million times, which is just amazing. What was that experience to kind of watch that reaction grow and grow?
It's awesome. I mean, it was this huge surprise. I remember my SoundCloud account before we put it online had like, I think 300 plays all up of stuff that we'd put on there, like a remix that I made for a song. And we're getting, like 15 plays a day. And then the next day after putting it out, there were like, I think 40,000 plays in a day. And that sort of kept going for a few days. And then it sort of went up and down, and it still gets like 1,500 plays a day, which is pretty cool to think that so many people are like tuning into it and enjoying it, I guess.
Yeah, what is the song about? It seems like something a lot of people can connect to.
I mean, it's pretty visual. I think the words in it are all patched together. And it's about like a breakup, I guess. But yeah, they're all little experiences that I've actually had, like, and yeah, I tried to make every line have some body, some.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I think that's for me what I like in songs anyway. Songs that there's no like filler. I feel like every word needs to have its place.
Yeah, and there was a cool like synth string section in there. Who came up with that part?
The strings. That was Jack and Chris, because Chris plays the violin.
Oh, okay.
So he brought it in and we were playing around with it because I think in my demo I had computer strings in there, not doing the same lines, the sweeps. But yeah, it was just fun. You know, we were getting creative together, and they're really good producers and comfortable with me, and I'm comfortable with them. And yeah, we've been working on some new stuff too, which I'm pretty excited about.
That's awesome. We can't wait to hear it, and I love that string section. So it was an actual violin in there then.
Yeah, it was cool.
Great. Cool. You never know now with all the samples and things that are out there.
Yeah. Nah, it was fun playing it, and it was just like we knew pretty quickly that it was going to stay in the song.
Sure.
It sounded different, you know.
That's awesome. So you just kind of wrapped up a few dates on your North American tour. You're going to be, you just played in Vancouver, and you're going to be playing New York and LA next. What's it like supporting Flight Facilities and Peter, Bjorn, and John?
Peter, Bjorn, and John were really nice. They're like really cool guys, and it's just fun seeing them do what they do and getting to meet them. And the crowds were cool as well. Yeah, were very intimate sort of shows because we were first on of 3 bands. So, but there were people there when we played. I feel like there were some people up the front, you know, that had come specifically to see us play, and yeah, it was really rewarding and fun. And like, but yeah, the Flight Facilities tour has been really good too. I've never played by myself before without the drummer, so that's been a first.
Yeah.
But it's been really challenging in a good way. I've had a really good time learning and just feeling confident on stage by myself, you know.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite city you've played?
Well, funny, like I haven't played at Webster Hall in New York yet, but that's where the Flight Facilities show is next week. I think it's on Tuesday. And yeah, 2 years ago I went to see them play at that place, and I remember like watching, thinking, oh, like it would be so cool to play here one day. And it's so cool to think that in 2 years I've been lucky to like have a successful release and with some help from my friends, like get to a place where I'm now, you know, getting to open for them and play on that stage.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it feels good.
That's awesome. So yeah, so you're heading to New York, and then you're going to be coming back here for LA?
Yep.
Cool.
I think LA's on the 14th.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's going to be really fun too, because I lived here for 4 years and have a bunch of friends that are going to come.
Absolutely. Well, we hope to be there as well. And
Nice.
Check it out and be there nice and early. Cool. So let's see. So you're going to New York, LA. You're also going to be playing. You just touched on the fact that you're going to be playing with Chet Faker, you know, in the UK show. What else is happening? You got some stuff in the UK and Pitchfork.
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty much every day playing shows. I just had 2 days here in LA, and I was doing some writing before the tour kicked off. And yeah, we go to London, Paris, and then I'm going to stay an extra week or so because my dad lives in Switzerland. I grew up there as a kid, so I'm looking forward to being back there and just seeing the familiar sights and stuff. And then, yeah, and then we go back to Australia at the end of November, and I think probably, I mean, we might be looking at some more shows over summer because it's like festival time in Australia. But I kind of am looking forward to finishing up my EP and, yeah, getting some work done over like Christmas. And
another EP?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so.
Cool.
But the plan is to have another cool release next year.
That'd be awesome.
We wanted to do it this year, but like I just haven't finished the songs because you know, like it's a lot of. I always I'm trying to figure out ways to make it less work for me to write a song, but I just feel like it takes time to do.
Sometimes it just has
finish
to
something to see it through from, you know, A to Z.
I mean, sometimes you have that like process that you want to go through, but then it just doesn't go quite as planned.
Totally.
That's cool. Well, man, we really appreciate it. You know, I know you're a big fan of music as well. We've been seeing you at a bunch of shows around LA.
Yeah.
Taku.
That was cool. That was great. I love that.
Yeah.
Cool room as well.
And Wafia was at that. And I know you're just a genuine fan of music, you know, and we're happy to see that you're doing your own thing now.
Oh, thanks.
Which is really cool. And the EP is Altitude and Oxygen. Down in Flames is out now. Thank you so much, Jordy, for joining us on the show.
No worries.
And we hope to have you back sometime soon again.
Great, thanks.
All right, Cleopold on We Found New Music.